How do I manage my calendar? Welcome to a new episode of the Get Shit Done in IT podcast. My name is Seidl, and today we talk about how to manage your calendar. So I figured out some rules and guidance what helps me to have a clear calendar and a clean calendar, most importantly. And of those things or guidelines I want to share with you today. So the first, and I think one of the most important one, is the booking type. So we are talking about Outlook, Microsoft Calendar, Office 365. And I think it's also possible in different systems, but just for the note. And for calendars, you can choose a booking type. So you can book a free, out of office, busy, and a fourth option I can't remember right now. But the most important ones are the free and the other ones. And why it is so important is, for example, you want to have a quick look or possibility to see or calculate any free spots in your calendar. So for my example, I have an external booking system for customers or maybe future customers. They can book an appointment with me, half an hour, for example, to get to know each other and to demo the Automator portal, our product. And this is completely without an interaction in person. So they can directly book in my calendar over an external system. And for this, it is very important to have those free or busy booking types. So for example, I do 1 or 2 days a week on-site consulting at customers. And for this, I have to drive around 1 hour each. And it is very important to have that travel time also booked in your calendar, and not as free, but as booked, as busy. Because it wouldn't be a good idea that my maybe future customers can book a slot, a demo slot. During that time, I sit in the car. So I can do maybe a phone call, that's okay, but not a demo during driving. So that's not recommended. So make sure you really use those booking types carefully. And the other example is my parents-in-law have been on vacation 2 weeks ago, and in this time their dog is at our house, so we need to take care of their dog. And this information is also stored in my calendar, so I can see in the calendar, okay, this week the dog is with us, so we can not be away from the house so very long. So that's an important information what needs to be stored in the calendar. But this calendar, this entry, is booked as free, because this time is not actively using my time. It's just as information. And at the other hand, if I book a 2-week calendar entry, dog is at our house, and do it not as free, and do it as booked or busy, in these 2 weeks, no one will be able to book in my calendar, because the whole day is blocked. The whole 2 weeks are blocked or is blocked. So be aware that there are different booking types, and use it wisely and use it as it's supposed to be. So just calendar entries for information is mostly free. And everything else should be booked, as well as driving time, for example. The next one is everything has to be in your calendar. So I am trying, and it's getting better and better from time over time. But my idea is, or my system I'm trying to achieve, is everything I have to do is stored in my calendar or is planned in my calendar. Of course, I have an external system. In my case, it is Notion, to store all my to-dos and ideas and everything. But at that point, those things are coming to-dos or things I have to do. This has to be planned. for a specific date, for a specific time frame on that day, not just as a to-do on that day. So it has to be planned as a to-do with a time slot, and that's so my calendar is my only truth or thing I have to do. So that's very important. And that's the next thing. Do not store any to-dos in your calendar without a time slot. So I did it myself, and I see that on other people. They have a lot of just to-dos stored as a full day appointment on that day, maybe 15 entries. And they move those things from day to day because they have no time to do that things, because it is not planned in your calendar. It's just a note in on top of your calendar list. But from your day from 8 to 5, for example, there is no slot for those things because they haven't booked a slot. And that's the thing. Don't store any to-dos in your calendar on top. Store it as a time slot. So if you have to go to the grocery market, for example, to get anything for a birthday party on the weekend, book it as a time slot in your calendar with driving time, with the shopping time, whatever, not as just a mark on top of your calendar. Because if you do not store those time slots, there is a high possibility that you will not do it because there is no time left to do it. So really book your time slots from 5 to 6, do the grocery, whatever. So that's the next important thing. One more thing is, do not have any double bookings in your calendar. Of course, sometimes this cannot, or is maybe hard if your boss or team leader is sending you appointments, then there might be a risk that it is a double booking. But at least maybe it's just to inform you about an appointment. You do not have to be actively be involved, but just as a note. And then make sure that this appointment is once a free booking type, and it should be a different color. So maybe try to arrange your calendar to your appointments in different colors, and decide at least between two colors. One is booked, not available, I have to do something, and the other one is just a note, not my appointment. Maybe I just need to be stay awake or stay ready if someone asks me anything. But those things have to be different. I know some people also have a different color for driving time or travel time, so they can do calls in that time, for example. But at least try to have maybe try at least two colors: busy, or my appointment, my calendar, and the other one is something else, just a note. And that's my advices. So the idea of all this, and why I try to focus on those rules, is to have a clear and visible calendar, and on one side, on one blink of an eye, I want to see if I am available or what I have to do on that day, on that time frame, on that specific date, whatever. So that's the idea, that I immediately want to see what's up, what's next. Okay. And don't need to open each appointment after each appointment and see if that's for me or not. At one blink of an eye, I want to see available, not available, what I have to do, what is next. And that's the idea. And that really helps a lot to be more productive in your daily life. So I hope those guidelines or those rules or those hints from my side are helping you. So maybe you try it for a few weeks and let me know. If you have any questions for this podcast, please send me a text or a voice message. The best way would be on LinkedIn, because I'm very active on LinkedIn. And at the end, thanks for listening. Enjoy your week. Stay productive, and bye-bye.